Okay, let's do like this. Hi. So please introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi, I'm Claudio Alberti. I'm CTO and co-founder of GenomSys. We have developed software for genomic data analysis.
What do you analyze?
So we analyze DNA of people, DNA of pets. We have developed software to enable people to download their DNA into a mobile app that I have here in my phone. So we have an app here enabling people to download their data and then run tests. For example, these are a set of tests of pharmacogenomics. You can, for example, analyze how my DNA impacts the way I metabolize aspirin. In this case, you see the result is pretty good on the green side. So in principle, my body is able to process aspirin. In any case, if I want to share the result with my physician, I can do that by simply sending the result of the test to anyone I wish. I can also share the entire genome. So, sorry, here, let me see, here I can, you see, select my DNA. This is my DNA. And I can decide to share parts of my DNA with anyone wishing to access it for several reasons, for example, research. And I can do the same with my dog DNA. So also pets' DNA can be downloaded in the app and analyzed.
So is it true that you can see in the DNA all this stuff and it's actually scientific, that there are, for example, with aspirin or something else?
So all the tests we run here is based on scientific knowledge. So we have taken publication in literature, in journals, and this is, let's say, supported by scientific knowledge. For example, there's also a whole domain of nutrigenomics saying how your DNA impacts the way you digest or metabolize food.
Examples you can talk about, maybe show on the phone, like what are the list of things that are very interesting to get out of this?
We have a test implemented here, carrier pre-screening. So it is a test that is especially conceived for the Middle East population, for populations where consanguinity is very high, so people getting married in the same family. And we can check up to 400 potential variants. So I completed. In my case, I have no variation detected because I'm not from that region. But in these regions, they have up to 20% presence of genetic disease related to the fact that people get married from the same family. So this test is testing 400 positions in the DNA, looking for variants related to this rare disease. And it runs locally in the phone, no data sharing. So essentially, you are sure that your results are not shared with anyone unless you want to do that.
Do you need to give blood at a lab or somewhere where they read your DNA?
Yeah, exactly. So to get your DNA sequenced, you need to send your samples, skin, saliva, hair, or blood, to a laboratory, and the laboratory will sequence your DNA to produce the file that then is processed by our software.
Are there like thousands and thousands of amazing things you could potentially do?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we're just developing the software to do that, but then there are plenty of companies working on different kinds of tests, from food manufacturer, cosmetics labs to suggest cosmetics for your skin, and the field of application is very wide.
Is it possible that I could check my DNA and it'll tell me I can just eat as much Kentucky Fried Chicken I want, and I'm or something like that? I'm joking, but where some people are more,
for example, with
likely to have heart attacks or something like that. Oh, is that in DNA?
Yeah, it can tell you how you metabolize alcohol. So there are people digesting very well alcohol, so you can drink many more beers than other people. Or there are people who cannot digest dairy products, for example, cheese and this kind of thing. So you can know.
It's all in DNA.
Yeah, some of it is on DNA, not all, but some of these things are in your DNA.
Allergies is not in DNA, no?
Intolerance. So intolerance to lactose, for example, allergies, it's still under research.
And so we know how to sequence the whole DNA. That's what we know how to do. The question is what it means. That's still a big question, right?
Exactly. So the point is that you sequence your DNA once, but the knowledge about your DNA evolves. So that's why you can get updates on your DNA on what is known. So the DNA doesn't change, but the knowledge on the DNA updates and change and evolves.
Do you want to keep it private? You don't want to share your DNA with your insurance company, right? Or does it? Or maybe?
Well, it depends. It depends. If you're in good health, your insurance company could make you a very good price, a huge discount.
And if it's no good DNA, they kick you out.
Yeah, well, this is could be legislation matter. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In Switzerland, there's hopefully they don't think about it. I'm joking.
In some countries, they're already thinking about it.
Yeah. All right. You're just a startup?
Yes, we are a Swiss startup. We were born in Lausanne, out of the PFL. Now we have offices in Lausanne and Lugano. All our headcount is in Switzerland, but we are looking to expand even in other countries.
And how much does it cost to get your DNA sequenced with one of your partners that does it?
Well, it goes anywhere between $150 and $500.
That's it?
Yeah, it's not so expensive. According to the quality of the data, the price can change.
So it's not only for rich people?
No, and the price is going down. Every year is halving every 18 months.
10 years ago, it cost $1 million.
10 years ago, yes. 10 years ago, it was $100,000, and now it's 150 to 100.
Wow, that's amazing. So how many percent of the Swiss population do you think has done it, the sequence yet? It's still very small?
Very small. It's very small. It's increasing, but it's still very small. Maybe not for the cost, but it's more for the difficulty to handle these very large files. Because these are large files and normal people don't know how to handle that. So
how many gigabytes?
Between 50 gigabytes to 100 gigabytes.
Wow.
With our compression technology, this can go down to 10 to 12. So my genome here in my phone is 10 gigabytes because we use special compression.
You put it in your phone?
Yeah, I have it here in my phone, 10 gigabytes. It's compressed using MPEG-G. MPEG-G is a compression standard, like it's the MP3 for genomics, and can reduce 50 gigs to
MPEG-G.
Yeah, MPEG-G, and it can reduce 50 gigabytes file to 10 gigabytes.
And then you run all the AI stuff in your app?
Not yet.
Or in the cloud?
Well, the AI stuff, we have no AI engine for now, but we could do that to further analyze. But AI will run most probably in the cloud, not on a mobile phone.
But now you run a bunch of stuff on the phone?
Yeah, now everything runs in the phone. The testing and the mutation detection is in the phone. Then, if you want to do AI and more in-depth research, you have to share your data with the cloud.
Because some of the modern phones, on the SoC, they have some accelerators for neural networks, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, maybe in future.
Or they have GPU or the CPU. Which part, you just use the CPU?
For now, it's just CPU. It's not so computationally intensive, but you need a lot of RAM, of memory. And so that's why, for now, the processing is limited.
And it's only for Android, I'm joking, but also iPhone.
We have iOS and Android, yes.
All right, and you will partner with very big companies? Is that the next step?
We are negotiating the first contracts with very large companies. We are growing this year.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And have you seen anyone else do something similar?
Not entirely on the phone. So existing services provide these kind of things in the cloud. You upload your data in the cloud, they process it, and they give you results, but they keep the data. So very few of them enable you to download the files, but typically you can just store in your PC and you don't know what to do with that. We are the only ones providing data download and processing in your mobile phone.
And if you're the father of the family, you want to do it for all the children, everybody, and the wife, and you put everything on one phone?
Yeah, I would do that with my children.
And every time you test the whole family, and you check something?
Exactly, yeah, you could do that, and you could adapt your diet, your food to your DNA profile. You might understand why some of your children can digest better food with respect to another one.
Yeah, but and the whole diet by genome is science. It's not.
The science is evolving. Some of it is more precise. Some other science is still under development.